Hello and welcome to Reality Unlimited podcast for this week. Here's your host and manifestation coach, Rish. And today, if you see in my background, I'm recording from the beach and it's already Saturday and I haven't recorded the podcast for this week. So as I was thinking about the podcast topic, nothing came to my mind. However, I was just feeling pulled to come to the beach and I thought, okay, something would come up, along the way. And still there's nothing. And I felt I am going to come record with this nothingness, record in this beautiful energy of the nature. And really what I want to speak about today is connection with nature and what it brings for me, how it helps me manifest, how it helps me with tuning my energy, tuning my frequency, and really helps in my manifestations in my life, and what's the role that nature plays for me. So as I've shared in the last episodes, I'm in Lake Tahoe right now, and the energy here is very vibrant. What you see in the background is a freshwater lake. It's coming from the mountains, and I love being around this point. So I often come here to work, to create, to get in tune with myself, and I'll walk here barefoot on the beach, on the grass, and that really helps me to connect with my true self, with my true nature. And when I do that, automatically it's as if I have had this cleansing bath. I have had this shower. I've had this cleansing shower, and really all the doubts, all the fears, or any anxieties which might otherwise be present when I'm not in this environment, they disappear. As if some cleansing has happened for me and I have gotten in touch with my true essence. And that's what I have realized. There are certain spots in nature, especially when I'm in the forest or when I'm near the fresh water, I'm near the trees, or when I'm walking on the grass. It really has this beautiful energy of love. It has this frequency of nature that brings me back to my essence. And I truly enjoy creating here. I love creating here. I love working here. I love singing and dancing and kind of like exploring my artistic side. And that feels like that all those expressions, they come out when I am in tune with nature. Why is that? I'm sure you would have experienced that tuning with nature, tuning with environment, being close to the trees, hugging the trees would make you feel more alive, would make you feel, let's say, better, would make you feel good about your emotions. It will make you feel good in your body. And it happens differently for different people. So there's no need to compare ourselves with somebody else's experience of nature, because we all operate differently. However, the nature definitely has amazing impact on us. Let's talk about the benefits of this frequency, benefits of being in nature, and how we can use this, or how I use it in my life. This frequency, this alignment to create, to manifest. So a lot of times I come here in the nature and I create. So if you see something that I also talk about, our actions, that is the doing, flow from the state of being, that is our energy. And this is the sequence. The being flows into doing, and that flows into getting. And you get your manifestations through that process. So when I come here, my state of being, my energy, my frequency shifts. I feel better. I feel my more authentic self. I feel more connected to myself. And when I'm creating from that space, I see Ideas are flowing. What I want to create in this world, they flow. If I want to record a video, my messages flow. When I'm having coaching calls, they are powerful. When I am putting an offer out there, it becomes powerful because it's coming from that frequency of authenticity. And as a result, my doing is becoming more powerful. And then I am manifesting powerful results. So I'm actually getting to my results effectively. So that's one way of seeing it. On the other hand, if I also love doing some quantum jumps here. I love coming here, grounding myself, connecting with the grass and the nature, and doing, let's say, 1 hour of quantum jump or some longer meditations. And when I do that, I feel I am so much more available to shift into a new reality. And I do every time I do that. And as a result, my manifestations get to show up instantly, more often than not. So when we see it from any angle, tapping into this frequency, tapping into this web of energy that is forest, that is nature, or whatever resonates with you. And it's going to be individual, it's going to be subjective for everyone. Whatever resonates with you, whatever connects for you, you can try that. And it's such a powerful way for you to find yourself. Oftentimes we hear this term, I want to find myself, and what that actually means. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We are intrinsically motivated to find our innermost truth. That is our essence, that is our being. And as we do these practices, it gets easier and easier for us to tap into this energy that's already present, to tap into this consciousness, be available to receiving our authenticity, be available to receiving that life, to be available to connect with that version of us that already exists. So this is where I invite you to find the ways which really help you to connect with yourself. And you do not need to know what is yourself. You do not need to know what is that version. What does that look like? Because clarity doesn't come automatically, doesn't come instantly. It comes gradually most of the time. So you simply need to be aware that you're feeling good. You're feeling good within yourself. You're feeling home within yourselves. And whatever part of the nature, whether it be forest, ocean, river, lake, going to a park, if a park is around you, walking barefoot in the grass, and connecting with yourself, like connecting with the nature and connecting with yourself through the nature. And that's my invitation for you. Whatever resonates for you, whatever connects for you, find that and promise to yourself that you are going to tap into that energy so you can operate from your truth, so you can live your truth, so you can find your magic, so you can bring your magic in this life. And when you do that, I would love to hear from you what showed up for you, what connected for you while you were listening to this episode, what revelations you had, or any questions that you have. With that, I'll close this episode, which was intended to be a short and a beautiful episode from this energy of nature. And with that, I leave you with this invitation to tune deeper into yourself. For any questions, any opinions, any suggestions for this podcast, please feel free to reach out at I am Rish Gupta on Instagram. And thank you for tuning in to this week's episode and tuning until the end. I really appreciate your presence and your support. To get updates for all the episodes, make sure you subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and share this with your friends and family whom you want to benefit from this work. See you next week. Until next time, take care.